Bet. All right, guys. So let me just break this down for you guys. First of all, if you've already been making money on the Swipecoin Scalper, man, show some love in the chats, man. Drop a 3 in the chat if you've already been making money on the Swipecoin Scalper. This got to be like my favorite product that IM Academy has to offer. You feel me? Like this is just, they just make it so simple, right? It's like the very first thing that you learn in the academy is what, man? One of the very first things that you learn in the academy is support and resistance, right? This is something that, even the most amateur of amateur traders know. And I'm gonna just be honest with you guys. If you know support and resistance, then you guys could definitely master the scalper. Okay, so let's go over a few things, right? First of all, how do you even get to the scalper, right? How am I able to get to the scalper? Well, first of all, you gotta have the exclusive username and password, right? So I'm actually go ahead and log out of here and show you guys what it looks like to get in here. You're gonna go to swipecoin.in, right? And then right here in this username and password column, you're just gonna put in your handy dandy information, and then you're gonna hit log in, right? You see, this is the very first step already. Let me see what's going on. Why didn't they let me in? One sec. What's going on here, man? All right, bet. I'm about to say, he ain't about to kick me out. All right, boom. All right, so once we get into the Swipecoin Scalper, right, the very first thing that you want to do is you want to pay attention to the strategies, right? You want to pay attention to what strategy you're on. First of all, if you're on original, this is going to be the closest to those alerts that you're getting on your cell phone, because we all know about the Swipecoin app, right? You download the Swipecoin app from the App Store or the Google Play Store, prayerfully not, you feel me? Let's just hope most of y'all using the App Store, right? If you're using the App Store, you want to go ahead and download Swipecoin, the app, and pretty much you're going to turn on your notifications. After you turn on your notifications, then something beautiful happens, right? Every single time a breakout is about to happen on the Swipecoin Scalper, you're actually going to get a notification, right? You're going to get a notification. So on the strategies column in original, every single one of the notifications that comes to your phone is going to be listed on the side right here, right? It's going to be listed on the side. So what happens is, right, we're using a little algorithm, right? And basically how the algorithm works is, we have this yellow EMA line, right? We got this yellow EMA line. And see, I'm a really big fan of this EMA line because it just makes things simple, right? If the price breaks below the yellow EMA line, then that must mean that the price is looking to go down, right? And see, the thing that I also love about the scalper is that, you can just go back and see how accurate this thing really is. I mean, look at this, guys. We got a sell call right here, right? And then what happened? Let's see. Let's pull out the handy dandy ruler, man. Y'all know what happened? We caught pips. Okay, we caught pips. That's what happened. Let's see how many pips we caught, man. Because honestly, guys, if you caught this sale right here, drop a 2 in the chat. If you caught this sale right here in particular, drop a 2 in the chat. Because I know I did. I'm gonna just be real with you guys. Like, we went to Miami and Swipecoin pays the bills. Okay, Swipecoin pays the bills. I actually had to come out of no money while we were in Miami for the event for IM3, which is an amazing event, right? $4 million net to throw that event. And guess what? Wealthy, he didn't have to come out of $0 net for that. You feel me? Swipecoin paid the way. It was a very beautiful, thing to happen, right? And all I did was I took the alerts, I checked the Swipecoin Scalper, and I made sure that the confirmations lined up with the alert, right? So how do you line up confirmation so that you can catch over 5,000 pips, right? How do you catch a confirmation so that you can catch over 5,000 pips? Well, I'm so glad that you asked, right? I'm so glad. Well, all you got to do is, when you get an alert, the only thing on your mind needs to be whatever the alert is, right? If you get a buy, we're only focused on buys. I don't care what the market looks like. We're only focused on buys. The Swipecoin Scalper calls a buy. That's what you need to be focused on. The minute that a new tag is called, the minute that you get a sell, guess what? No more buy. We're not looking for buys anymore. Why? Because the Swipecoin Scalper said it's a sale coming up. Okay. And that's going to be important for you guys to know, because oftentimes, we be thinking that we can outsmart the scalper, right? We be thinking that we can outsmart the scalper when in actuality, we're paying for the products for a reason, guys. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not here to become a master chart reader. I'm here to make some money, right? If you're here to make some money, drop a 5 in the chat. If you are here to make some money, drop a 5 in the chat, because that's what I'm here for, man. I'm not really here to be like the #1 chart reader of the century, right? I don't got to be an expert on this, right? I just got to be an expert on where I'm putting my money and when I'm hitting buy and sell, right? So the #1 thing for you to know is follow the tag, right? Follow the alerts. And I'm gonna tell you why, right? Because over here, what happened, right? What happened here? Okay. We got a sell that was called, right? It dipped under, but then shortly after we got a buy, right? If you're sitting in this sell and you're trying to convince yourself that, hey, the market's still going to go down. The market's still going to go down. I don't know what the scalper's talking about. I just entered the sell. It's been selling all week. I'm going to be fine, right? Nah, you're not going to be fine because you're not listening. You feel me? When the next time it called another one, right? The next time you get an alert and it says buy, guess what it's time to do, guys? It's time to actually exit this sell and enter a buy, right? So if you would have entered this buy, just want to show you real quick. We're talking about a ridiculous amount of pips right here. We're talking about 3,670 pips to be exact, right? And I just want to put this in perspective for you guys, right? On the lowest lot size, on the lowest possible lot size, we are looking at, let's see, because this is 10 cents per pip, right? We go up 3,670 pips. We're talking about 367 buckaroonies, right? 367 buckaroonies, all for following, right, the alerts. Very simple, okay? So right now, I'm going to show you, right, how to add up as many confirmations as possible so that you can feel, you know, as comfortable as you need to feel to actually take these alerts. Like, I don't know what it's gonna take. You feel me? Like, I don't know how many pips you're gonna have to see being smashed like right in your face for you to just trust this thing. But I'm gonna show you, right, how you can be 100,000% sure, right, that you're making a solid decision, right? A solid decision, not a guaranteed decision, but a very solid decision, right? So let's look here. On the original, right? On the original strategies, you're going to be seeing some annotations much like this, how it's saying, you know, okay, when the market breaks and closes above this particular price, which is 33,670, right? That confirms your buy. Okay, what happened? We got this monstrous candle right here. We got this bullish candle. Boom, closed above, right? 33,670. What happened? The market absolutely skyrockets. Coincidence? I think not, right? I think not. But the number one thing that people forget about when they're using the scalper is, yo, where do I put my stop loss? Where am I putting my stop loss, right? Now, when you open up Swipecoin, right? Like if I go ahead and just refresh this page, okay, it gives you 3 steps to use, right? And I'm gonna go over the 3 steps and how to do this, right? So step 1, right? It says to change from candlestick chart to a line chart, right? Step 2, spot, break, and close of structure, right? Support or resistance, okay? Just telling you to spot it. You just need to know where it's at, okay? Step 3, the 50 EMA yellow line must be underpriced for a buy and above for a sell, right? And I really, really, really hope that y'all are taking notes right now because I'm giving you the sauce. I'm giving you the crypto sauce from the crypto millennial himself. You feel me? Like I'm giving you the sauce. So I really hope y'all taking notes right now. You feel me? Also, I ain't got my gallery on, but like it's a lot of cameras off in here. And I don't know what's going on, right? I don't know what's going on if y'all just showed up to like not take notes and not apply, but I don't even think I can continue to call with this many cameras off because this is like it's getting a little ridiculous in here. I think my guy Maverick would be a little offended, you feel me, if he was doing this call and the cameras was off. You feel me? So I'm just gonna rob and duplicate. I need to see some cameras, man. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Somebody says, so I'm brand new to Swipecoin. Where do I place this trade at? You're not placing no trade right now. This is time to learn so that you know how to place a trade, right? So that you know how to get to these buckaroonies. You feel me? So check this out, right? Step 1, you want to change this from the candle chart to the line chart, right? So that means you need to go over here to the top left, right, where you see Bitfinex, BTC USD, right? You see 15 minutes. That's the time frame that we're on, right? And then you see this little picture with the candles, right? You want to click on that and then you want to change that to the line chart. Now, me in particular, I don't necessarily like using the line chart to find, support and resistance. I prefer the candles, right? But if you're doing it by the book, you want to change it to the line chart to find, where price is rejecting from, right? You want to find these areas of support and resistance so that you know what zones to look out for, right? Like, for example, this right here is an area of resistance right here. Let me just make this line a little thicker so that you can see. Okay, so far we already are on, steps 1 and 2, right? We changed it from a candle chart to a line chart, and now we're spotting the support and the resistance. Okay, so I already spotted where my resistance could possibly be, right? Now I'm going to go and spot where my support could be, right? So, that's going to be areas like right here, right? You got it tapping here, you got it tapping here, you got, a little fake out right here where it still respected it. You feel me? Like, we got all these little points where it's tapping this line. So this is going to be our support. So I'm going to change that to green so you can tell the difference. The green is the support and the red is going to be the resistance, right? But what did I tell you guys before, right? We're not looking for sales because the last alert is a buy. So that means that even though I have a point of resistance right here, this is just going to be something for me to keep my eye on if I'm in this buy. I'm not looking for any sales right now, right? I'm not looking for any sales right now. I'm only paying attention to buys, right? I'm only paying attention to buys. So if you would have got into this buy down here, okay, let's rewind a little bit. If you would have gotten to this buy down here, let me just zoom in, okay? Then the first thing that you really want to know, right? The first thing that you really want to know is how much are you risking, right? What is my stop loss? How do I protect this money? I got all this money, but how do I protect it, right? You want to actually look for the last area of structure. And let me just get rid of these tags real quick so we can see the chart, right? You want to look for the last area of structure on the opposite side, right, of whatever alert you got. So if we got a buy, remember that buys are confirmed by what? The price breaking above this 50 EMA line, this yellow line right here, right? If we got a sell, a confirmation would be that the price broke below, right? So if we're in a buy, then we're going to put our stop loss on the opposite side of the yellow EMA line. Make sense? If that makes sense, drop a 4 in the chat. Y'all know I love 4s, man. Drop a 4 in the chat if that makes sense to you. Okay. Let me see, man. Bet. So it's making sense to most of us, right? So me in particular, if I would have took this trade, right, because I would have entered in right here at the break of structure, just like it says, break and close above confirms the buy. Would have waited for this break and close right here, okay? Would have entered in right there. I'm gonna turn this blue so you know that's Wealthy's entry. You feel me? And I would have put my stop loss right down here. Boom. I'm gonna make it orange so you know it's my stop loss, right? I put my stop loss right here because the last area of structure, AKA support and resistance, right? My last area of structure is down here. And honestly, guys, if you would have chose this as your stop loss and you would have gotten to the buy right here, it never, ever even went close to the stop loss, right? Never even went close to the stop loss, right? Another thing that you want to keep in mind is that, the scalper is really only intended to give you 50 pips, right? That's all it really owes you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if y'all ever tap in with Oren Wright on GoLive, but Oren Wright says that the market only ever really owes you 25 pips. That's what Oren Wright say, right? But, Swipecoin, I love Swipecoin because it tells you that it's going to give you 50 pips, right? And that's really all it owes you. So after 50 pips, you know what we're going to do with this stop loss? We're actually going to move this stop loss to break even. Okay. We're actually going to move this stop loss to break even. Or if you're like me, you're going to move that thing a little bit in profit. You feel me? You're going to move it a little bit in profit. Okay. But only after 50 pips, right? So after 50 pips, that's when you start taking partials. That's when you start, looking for some resistance areas to kind of start preparing, right? For if the market does decide to turn around. And other than that, like, you should be really straight, right? But how do you actually count pips on Bitcoin? A lot of people ask me like, yo, Wealthy, like I rock with the Swipecoin scalper, but I don't really know like how to count these pips, right? Well, it's super easy, right? Super easy. Bitcoin moves by whole numbers. So that means for every single dollar Bitcoin moves, that's a pip. Okay. So that means if price is sitting at, 3,400 or 34,000, right? 1,000 pips is going to be 35,000. Easy, right? So that means 50 pips from, let's see, 50 pips from 33,989. Ooh, they're trying to bring the math out. Can you find it? Okay. From 33,989. Let's just round up, make it easy. Jesus Christ. Okay. We're going to be looking at 34. Y'all don't laugh at me either. If I get this a little funky, man. We trading for a reason, y'all. I didn't graduate. You see. All right, bet. If that's right, drop a 2 in the chat. If I'm solid, drop a 2 in the chat. If I'm solid, drop a 2 in the chat. Because I don't got time to pull out the calculator right now. But I think y'all understand. Every single pip equals $1. Okay? Where my chat at, man? It's not letting me see the chat. It must be going crazy. All right, bet. So whether I'm right or wrong, 50 pips, 34,040, right? That would have been 50 pips. That's when you want to go in there and start taking partials. You want to start moving your stop loss around. You feel me? That's when things start to make sense, right? So let's just test it out real quick. Okay. All right, bet. So look, if you missed it, right? If you missed it, then it gives you like another opportunity all the time, right? Like, let's say that you're 5 minutes late. Let's say that you're 5 minutes late to the call, right? Let's say that, you know, it called out a buy 18 hours ago, but you seen it 4 hours ago, right? And you're like, Jesus Christ, like, how can I get into this market again? Like, how can I get back into the market and still make money? Because everybody else making money on Bitcoin. How can I like jump in now, right? If it's a little late, what you want to do is you want to wait for something called a break and retest, right? So that would be what this is. We got a break, right? And then, you know, the market goes up, comes back down, retest this area. It retested it twice. So that means it gave you 2 opportunities to actually get into this market. That means that you could have actually took your 50 pips 2 times, right? And still got back into the market, right? This is some dangerous information. Y'all trapped safely out here, right? But basically, you want to look for the retest because there's 2 spots that I want you to pay attention to. There's the spot where they told you to get in, right? The break and close above 33,670, which is this candle right here, right? And then you got the 50 EMA, right? Price heavily respects this line. That means that, all right, if the price goes up and then it comes back down, look at where it's coming down to. Look at that area, right? Boom. You want to catch this as close to the yellow EMA line as possible. Why? Because it's going to get you closer to your stop loss, right? It's going to get you as close to your stop loss as possible, right? If you don't want to risk this much, another good spot, I would say, would be this line that they wanted it to break and close above, right? That could work as a stop loss as well. And again, you would have got nowhere near, right? You would have got nowhere near the break and close line, right? It would have never even touched your stop loss, would have never even went down there. You would have just had instant profits, right? These are things that you want to keep in mind. Even right here, for example, where I was setting up this previous area of support, right? Or it's a previous area of resistance, really. Let me see. And then it became support right here, okay? But if you had already had this marked up as resistance, like let's say you had that marked up as resistance from over here, right? Then you would have saw that coming, right? You would have saw price going up. You would have saw it tapping this resistance. But remember, you're only looking for a buy, right? So when the market started to drop, you would have been looking for your buy entry somewhere around this line, this area of support. Okay. If that's making sense to you, drop a 3 in the chat. Drop a 3 in the chat if that's making sense to you. Because this stuff is super, super easy. And yeah, you pretty much can triple your money in a very short amount of time, right? This is how you get multiple entries too. Like, let's say you actually caught it on time, right? Let's say that you caught this buy on time and you were actually in the market. Let's see, let me put the tags back on. Let's say that you actually caught this on time right here, right? Let's say that you got into the market when it broke, or let's say you just trusted the scalper when you got the alert on your phone. Like, let's say you just didn't even have time to check, right? You get into the buy, it goes up, boom, it comes back down. What is it testing, guys? What is it testing? This is a whole area of previous resistance right here. It used to be resistance over here, but what do we know about resistance? We know that once price breaks resistance, it becomes an area of support. Right? So once it broke here, right? It comes back down, retest this line. That would have been a perfect opportunity to twin trade, right? It would have been a perfect opportunity to enter the market one more time, right? With the same exact stop loss. Y'all following? Like this is a way for you to actually double, triple up your money, right? But I want you guys to do this safely, right? You know, 0.01s for every $100 in your account. You want to be very safe when you're trading Bitcoin because it's so volatile, right? But this move right here was just way too sweet, right? Way too sweet. So if you got some value from that, go ahead and drop a 5 in the chat. I'm about to go over the next strategy, right? Because this is just one, right? This is just following the alerts and looking for breaks and retests. Very simple stuff. Any regular old amateur trader could definitely get on here and stack it up doing this, right? So if you're getting some value right now, go ahead and drop a 5 in the chat so I know where we at with it. Bet. All right, so check this out. The next strategy that I want to show you guys, right, is something that a lot of people sleep on, man. Like I'd be so surprised when I show them this strategy and they didn't know about it, right? If you go over here and you click original, right, you got this option that says smooth. If you click on that, it's going to pull up a whole, like it's going to pull up BTC USD, but it's going to pull up a chart with some other kind of indicators, right? And it's going to have all these different annotations. So check this out. You got your Ichimoku cloud, right? And then you got, you know, TP set. You got key areas marked up by Picasso himself. You can see it right here, Educator Picasso, right? If you've been missing GoLives all week, which you probably should not be doing at all, you definitely want to be tapped in with my guy Picasso, with my guy Sean Oguntosin, with my guy Curtis Cobain, with Jason Brown. You want to be tapped in with all of these educators because they're going to be telling you about these key zones before they even mark it up on the chart, right? Before they even mark it up on the chart. Okay, so this is a good place for you guys to be. This is a great place for you guys to be because this is going to tell you, okay, the alert said to buy, but the educator is actually saying that these should have been your TPs. So if you got into the market down here, right, when it broke and closed above this area of resistance, right, then you could have marked your TPs right here and right here, right? 35,701 TP1, 36,646 for TP2. And you didn't even need the Swipecoin app to call a swing trade. You got all of this from the Swipecoin Scalper. It's making it way too easy, right? You don't need no extra indicators, none of that. All you got to do is follow the instructions. You got a buy signal, so you buy, right? Crypto Picasso says, okay, it breaks out of this area, you know, and I really feel as though the smooth side is from my traders, from my traders who watch and go live. You feel me? That's who he's really making these annotations for, because he ain't talking too much over here. He said, look, I'm gonna put this green box right here. You better know what it is. You ought to know what it is by now. Okay, it broke out of this green box. You would have caught the buy right here. Boom, paid. How many pips? Let's see. Boom. We're talking about. Come on, man. 1,700 pips. 1,700 pips. What's today, man? On a Wednesday? Come on, family. We eating good. If this got you hyped, if this got you excited, man, drop a 4 in the chat, man. If this got you hyped and this got you excited, drop a 4 in the chat, man, because it's way too simple, right? Then it broke through the TP, right? Let's just look at this because I'm telling you right now, right? If we really pay attention, you can see this play out so many different ways. Like if you're not making money on the Swipecoin Scalper, you just don't want it. Okay? Broke through this TP, smashed your take profit, right? Goes up, smacks TP2, and then it drops back down to take profit 1, right? But one of my mentors, right? One of my mentors told me that a good exit is also a good entry, okay? So that means that if you got out at take profit 1, as soon as it comes back down to take profit 1, boom, you got another entry to catch a whole nother, how many pips is this, y'all? To catch a whole nother 1,600 pips. I'm about to just drop the mic. I'm about to really just drop the mic. And we ain't even talked about Ethereum. We haven't even gone over to the Ethereum side. We're talking about over 3,000 pips, right? On just Bitcoin today, on the Swipecoin Scalper. Oh my God, Jesus Christ, y'all. Go drop Swipecoin in the chats right now. Go drop Swipecoins in the Telegram chats right now, because it's like, if you leave in this call right now, I don't know what's wrong with you, right? Maybe you just learned too much. Maybe you just had an aha moment. Maybe you're like me. You're like, yo, I gotta go put this into effect right now. Let me just jump into some trades right now. You feel me? This is literally all about support and resistance, okay? Right here, right? Like, let's say none of this was here. Let's say that this TP gone. Let's say this one right here, non-existent, right? Let's just get rid of them real quick. Right? What is this? What is this, family? Come on, man. They're making it too easy. They're making it way too easy. They said spot a break of structure, aka support and resistance. AKA support and resist. Why is my thing still skinny? Let me see. Oh, no, I don't understand that at all. It's not letting me mark that. Oh, I see. Why y'all ain't tell me? Bet. Boom. Boom. Bet. That's just an area of resistance. So that means price came up here, tapped this area of resistance, fell back down to what? An area of support. Beautiful. Beautiful. And all you got to do, man, like really, like me personally, I just stalk this thing, right? I'm just pulling up the Swipecoin Scalper and I'm leaving it up on the computer. I'm going about my business, you feel me? And I'm coming back and I'm waiting for it to play out exactly the way I want it to, right? I'm waiting for it to play out exactly the way I want it to, okay? Comes back down, retest this area of support. Guess what? I'm jumping in. Why? Because the alert don't lie. The alerts is not lying. It said look for a buy. Guess what? I'm only looking for a buy. Okay. So the same rules are going to apply on Ethereum as well. Let's check it out, man. I don't really trade Ethereum like that. Bitcoin is Bay. Feel me? Ethereum is Bay, but in the investment portfolio, y'all, I don't be rocking with Ethereum. Sorry. But I'm telling you right now that this is a good opportunity right here. Actually, let me see. We had a buy called on it 9 hours ago. Hella late. But what do y'all see right here? What do y'all see right here? We got an area of resistance, right? We got an area of resistance. And we got this candle over here playing. It's playing, right? So we got this area of resistance. We got a small area of support right here. Boom. Mark that up. Bet. So me personally, I'm putting a stop loss right here underneath the yellow EMA line around this area right here. Boom. And I don't know, man, if this breaks and closes above this line of resistance right here, it's looking like a good buy to me. It's looking like a wonderful buy to me. You feel me? We got a little bit of resistance right here in this area. But I mean, other than that, I don't see nothing really stopping this thing from going up. And plus, we all know that Ethereum and Bitcoin, they kind of closely follow each other. So if Bitcoin's on the way up, you got to know that Ethereum is more than likely going to be on the way up sometime soon. I mean, this thing has been moving today. Don't even get me wrong. Like, we got the buy signal right here, and we're catching pips, man. We are catching pips. If you made money in this particular buy on Ethereum, drop a 2 in the chat, man. If you made money on this today, drop a 2 in the chat. Because we looking good. We're looking good. Okay, we're looking good. Okay, this guy's good. Swipecoin Scalper, that guy's good. You feel me? So we're looking for a break and close above this line, right? We already got the confirmation from the educator. So really this buy is valid anyway. You feel me? But me in particular, because I'm late, you know, I'm late, you feel me? So I kind of want to catch this when it breaks and closes above this line. You feel me? And then I might even just lower my risk and put my stop loss like right here if it breaks this. You feel me? So that's really it, guys. That's the call. I do want to put you guys onto some GoLive educators that can really boost you up, though, because I feel like, you know, we acting like we don't got the sauce all day, right? People asking me for my Swipecoin Scalper training, and I'm just like, yo, do y'all not know that it's Swipecoin Scalper training sitting right here in the DCX Academy on GoLive? Like, whole T, like, come on, man. Like, look at all these beautiful educators on the side right here, just waiting to give you the sauce, man. Just waiting to give you the sauce. But for the Swipecoin Scalper in particular, you definitely want to go check out Sean Oguntosin. He's going to get you right. He basically goes over the simplest strategy ever. You feel me? And not only does he go over, you know, the simple strategies, but he's telling you the key zones like every single time he goes live. He's telling you about things like this on the smooth chart, like where you see this area right here. Let me see. Just like how this is marked up here, Sean Oguntosin is already putting you on game. You might find out about another key zone up here if you just tap in. You know what I'm saying? If you just tap in, that's where you get the information. You got to be grateful for GoLive. You got to be grateful for the education that we have here, and you got to really like go get it. You feel me? So if you're absolutely new to this, right, and you learned something today on the Swipecoin Scalper from me, then really go tap in with Sean Oguntosin to really get sauced up, right? We had somebody join the business not too long ago named Raj, and man, Raj been killing it. His 3-figure day flyer just dropped, but you know, me personally, I know that the kid just had a 4-figure day. You feel me? And he did it with the Swipecoin Scalper. You feel me? So don't play with this information. Go tap in with Sean Oguntosin. Definitely want to go tap in with Curtis Cobain as well. Get your altcoin knowledge up. And Jason Brown is tight as well. But, you know, he's on his honeymoon right now. He just got married. Yeah, a lot of good stuff here, man. So don't sleep on the education. If anybody has any questions at all, go ahead and drop it in the chat. I don't want to leave anybody hanging. I want to make sure that everybody feels educated today. You feel me? Because like we got to get to this money. We got to get to this money, man. Like, hey, I'm not asleep on it, and I hope you're not asleep on it either, man. If you got any questions, go ahead and drop in the chat. This is your time to shine. Bet. What's a good capital to start with? All right, bet. Check this out. Because we're leveraging the foreign exchange market, you don't have to have a lot of money, guys. You can literally just have whatever it is that you got in your pocket, man. $50 at the least, right? $50 at the least, you can get into these markets. If you're using Prosperity, then you just want to make sure that you're using an appropriate lot size. So 0.01. But that's only if you got Prosperity. If you're using Hugo's Way on this call, you better just trap safely because y'all are crazy. I'm not trading Bitcoin on Hugo's Way. Not doing it. Okay. Good capital to start with though. Like it's really good is like what's the word for it? It's objective. You feel me? It just matters like what you think is good. Cause me, I think a good amount to start with is like 50 bands. You feel me? But you might think a good amount to start with is $100. You got to go with what you know. You feel me? So you can start with as little as $50. Just trap safely, guys. You said, can I cover break and retest again, please? Sure, why not? I got you. Just let me answer these questions real quick. I got you. Somebody said, I know you can get Swipecoin alerts from the app for signals from the educators, but how do you get the scalper signals as soon as they come out? Literally, all you have to do is tap the 3 lines at the top of the app. When you open up the Swipecoin Scalper app, you're going to see 3 lines at the top. You want to go to notifications and turn on literally every single notification. I don't care if it says it's going to email you. It's not going to email you. Just turn on every single notification and you'll start getting the Swipecoin Scalper alerts. They will say, and I'm going to read to you exactly, because you've probably been seeing them, but you just probably didn't peep that it was the scalper. You see, I'm about to tell you right now. Okay, it's going to come up and it's going to say new buy trade idea for Bitfinex ETH USD M15, right? It's going to say something like that. If you're new, it's going to look like Spanish. But just know that, you know, that is your call to go pull up the Swipecoin Scalper on the desktop or in your browser on your phone. Okay, they should be coming to you as soon as they come out. I've heard some people say that, you know, sometimes they get the alerts late. Cap. That's all. It's just cap. How everybody else making money on the Swipecoin Scalper, but you in particular, you getting the notifications late. It's cap, right? You just got to be more aware. You got to up your awareness. You feel me? I will go over the break and retest one more time though before I exit the call, just because Shirley asked. You feel me? Even though I don't see Shirley face on her camera, I think that's not Shirley. You feel me? Just say Shirley, but it's a man over there on that camera right there. But check this out. Basically, how break and retest works is right. The market always repeats itself. Check this out. We see that the market dipped down, came into this area, comes back up here. A good example of a break and retest is that, you know, this is a very strong little area of support and resistance. Right here, it's acting as if it's support. The price breaks through, all right, eventually comes back to revisit that, and it breaks through this area of what is now resistance, right? Broke through the area of resistance, and it came back and retested, right, the same area as before. Okay, so basically it broke and retested this area of support. Okay, support and resistance is kind of like a switch, right? If the price breaks above it, right, then automatically that area of support is now resistance, or that area of resistance is now support, and the opposite way. If you had support, right, and it breaks through support, that area of support is now resistance. Okay. So just good things to keep in mind, because the breaks and retests, those are how you're going to catch your entries. We're already looking at the 15-minute chart, so we're looking at nothing but entries left and right. You just got to spot, you know, the support and the resistance accurately. Super easy to do. You can really do it as simple as what I'm doing right now. You hit Alt. A good trick to know is hitting Alt and H at the same time. That's going to put your little horizontal line there. Feel me? And then you can just spot these little areas, right? Another thing that you can do, like if you want to get, you know, interesting with it, you can just make a little box. The minute it breaks out of your box, that's how you know to get in. You feel me? But you got to make sure it also closes. So let me show you what I mean by a close, just in case we got some new people, right? When it says break and close, right, you have a little timer over here, right? Keep in mind, we're on the 15-minute chart. So that means each one of these candles is 15 minutes worth of price action. Y'all see this timer right here where it says 2 minutes and 13 seconds, right? Well, basically, when that 2 minutes and 9 seconds now closes, right, then a new candle will start. That will mean that this candle closed. This candle of 15 minutes worth of price action has now closed after this timer runs out. Okay, so over here where it says break and close above, you're looking for this particular candle that's breaking above to close above this line. Okay, you're looking for this candle to break and close above this line. If it doesn't close, like this timer is not done with, but you see it looking like this, it's not closed. You're not being coachable. You jumping the gun. You feel me? You got to wait for it to break and close. Okay. So Shirley, did I answer your question? Or whoever is over there using Shirley Zoom? All right, bet. We good. We Gucci. All right, y'all. But that's the call. I love y'all. Drop a love in the chat and drop the, yo, I'm gonna just rob and duplicate. Drop love and your last name, because that's who we doing it for, right? That's who we doing it for. And I hope to catch y'all soon, man. And I'm looking forward to seeing y'all profits in the chats. You feel me? Love y'all. And y'all have a blessed evening.